Chapter 496. At this time Alex looked at Burton before he asked curiously, "I heard that you have something to ask me?" Burton nodded hurriedly before he took out the wooden box containing the 1,000-year-old snow-white ginseng from his pocket and handed it over to Alex. After that, he said respectfully, "Mr. Anderson, this 1,000-year-old snow-white ginseng is a family heirloom that was passed down in my mother's family for many generations. I've been carrying it close to me all these years, but this kind of treasure can never reach its maximum potential in my hands. Therefore, after thinking about it, I've decided to dedicate it to you, Mr. Anderson." Alex did not say anything and he simply opened the wooden box to look at the 1,000-year-old snow-white ginseng. At this time, he could see a piece of snow-white ginseng with human-like roots and some wax surrounding it lying inside the box. Moreover, with just a single glance, Alex could feel the strong and rich spiritual energy within the snow-white ginseng. This was really a treasure of heaven and earth. It had survived for thousands of years between heaven and earth and had absorbed all the aura between heaven and earth. Furthermore, the 1,000-year-old snow-white ginseng originated from Mount Galman, where it has always been very well protected and had an almost primitive ecology. Therefore, this was indeed a very pure snow-white ginseng. Alex could not help but feel a little excited. If he used this 1,000-year-old snow-white ginseng for himself, he would definitely be able to reach a new high potential for his own strength and ability. This was simply an opportunity he could not resist. Therefore, Alex asked faintly, "So, what would you like me to do for you, Burton?" Burton hurriedly replied, "Mr. Anderson, you should know about the chairman of Tesway Group, Sean Richard from Westcliff. He lost his manhood some time ago and after taking a medicine prescribed by the Baker family, his penis is starting to rot. The doctor is now saying that he can no longer keep his penis intact and that he would need to amputate it. If he really has to amputate his penis, then he'll definitely destroy the Baker family. Therefore, I'd really like to ask for you to take action to help the Baker family, Mr. Anderson. If you can just cure Sean of his disease, then the Baker family will definitely be able to survive this disaster." Alex smiled playfully at this time. Instead of directly replying to Burton, he asked him with a curious expression on his face, "I heard that you've suffered countless insults and humiliation in the Baker family. So, why are you giving me this precious snow-white ginseng at this time and begging me to help the Baker family overcome this crisis?" Burton confessed immediately, "Yes, I've suffered plenty of humiliation in the Baker family throughout the years. To be completely honest with you, I have no feelings for the Baker family at all. If my mother did not fall sick and pass away when I was still young, I would not have come to the Baker family at all. I left Mount Galman just to come to Oris Hill." As he spoke about this, Burton suddenly became a little excited. He clenched his fists tightly together as he said, "The Baker family has already insulted and humiliated me for so many years. The only reason why I'm still staying in the Baker family is just so I'll be able to look for an opportunity to avenge myself for all the humiliation I've suffered and endured all this while. Furthermore, my father inflicted great harm upon my mother back then and I've always hoped to be able to make him lower his head in front of me. I want him to go up to Mount Galman and visit my mother's grave to apologize to her for what he did." At this point, Burton was feeling a little agitated. He choked as he said, "Mr. Anderson, my mother was originally the only daughter of a family of herbal medicine collectors at the foot of Mount Galman. Even though she did not come from a big family, she lived a good life because of the craftsmanship of their herbs and medicine. When the scum of my father came to Mount Galman, he was immediately attracted to my mother because she was beautiful and young. Therefore, he easily deceived my mother as she was still very innocent and ignorant at that time. He fooled around with my mother when my mother thought that he would marry her in the end. Unexpectedly, he was only a scumbag who left when he found out that my mother was pregnant with his child." As he spoke about this, Burton continued telling Alex about everything that happened back then. Burton's mother was pregnant without ever getting married and she was vilified in Mount Galman when she was pregnant with Mike's child. If it weren't because of her pregnancy, she would have ended her life a long time ago. After Burton was born, he became a bastard child that everyone living in the village at the foot of Mount Gallman would point and laugh at. The only warmth and safe haven that he had during his childhood was his mother. However, his mother fell ill from overworking and all the accumulated resentment she was feeling. Therefore, she died when he was still a young boy. Ever since Burton entered the Baker family, he had never experienced a single good day. His father looked down on his mother, and so he also looked down on him. His stepmother and half-brother abused him, beat him, and humiliated him for more than 20 years. All this while, Burton had been holding in all the resentment that he was feeling just so he would be able to look for an opportunity to take revenge. As he spoke about this, Burton looked at Alex before he said sincerely, "Mr. Anderson, my father promised that the person who resolves this crisis will become the chairman of Baker Pharmaceuticals. If you can help me become the chairman of Baker Pharmaceuticals, I promise to work for you and obey all your commands for the rest of my life."